Hi, welcome back to Therapy Designs. If you're new to this channel, my name is Kelly, and this channel is all about teaching you how to create print-on-demand designs that sell. And be sure to stay tuned till the end of the video because I have another 5 bonus niches for you. So in today's video, I want to show you guys how you can create this unique product right here. So this is sort of a beach cart or wagon. You can use it for the beach. You can use it for, picnics or sporting events or whatever. It's just a cart that can hold things, hold groceries, whatever you like. This one is available on PrintKK. I liked this one because there is one version that is made in America. And so, with everybody a little bit concerned about tariffs and everything else, made in America is really good right now. And what I liked about this was I decided to kind of make it customizable so that we could put like a family name on it. So like for this one, I used the example Patton, but you can put, you can design it, you can put somebody's name on it. And so it's their cart. You can market this however you want. I've got this here on Etsy. It'd be great for Shopify or even Amazon through Seller Central. You could do it. It's a pretty unique product, so it's not one that's overly saturated. It's also a more expensive product, which means you're going to end up with higher profits. And so this was a cool one right here. And so I'm going to show you my listing. I'm going to show you how I created this. Obviously, for the main mock-up image, I did put customizable name. I tried to underline the name so that they could see it. This one is sort of a nice pink flamingo, but again, you could do any style you want. You could just do an overall pattern, or you could do striped, or pretty much anything. The sky's the limit, and be creative. So with that in mind, I'm going to jump over to PrintKK and kind of show you where this is. So I'm on PrintKK right now. I'm on the product page, and I'm just going to go ahead and do a search. By the way, there are thousands of products, and if you haven't used PrintKK yet, you might want to give it a look-see. Every print company has different products and at different price points. I have 5 different print companies integrated with my Etsy shop because different print companies offer different things. I found PrintKK to be very cool for a lot of unique products that I can't get anywhere else. And recently, most of my sales have actually come from PrintKK products rather than Printful or Printify. And so it's been taking off. So if you haven't checked it out, you should definitely check out PrintKK. Oops, sale. So anyways, I'm just going to do a search here for wagon. And so if I search wagon, it's going to come up with the wagons. And so it's got 2 different versions. It's got sort of that international version and the made in US version. They're pretty similar. I think the only difference is that this one has a handle here. Obviously, the international one is a little cheaper than the United States made one. It also has more shipping. But because we, because we kind of want to avoid tariffs and avoid long shipping times, the made in the United States one can be super beneficial because it's made close by. There's no tariffs. Shipping time is a little bit faster. Estimated delivery 1 to 5 days. Can't beat that. Production time 11 days. So they could get it pretty quick within a couple of weeks. And so this is the one that I used. So I'm going to go ahead and just start designing here so you guys can see. So there's essentially 3 areas that you need to design for. There is the front and the back, the 2 sides, and then the bottom. And the bottom, by the way, you can just make a solid color if you want to, or you could do a pattern design and put it on all of them. And so lots of different ways that you could go about, doing this. If you had something like a seamless pattern, let me just pull this up. I think this one is a seamless pattern because I've got some already up here. So if I had a pattern like this and I just wanted to pattern it, and I'd go here, hit the pattern. And if this is seamless, let's see. Kinda, yeah. Yeah, it's seamless. So I could shrink that down and I could just pattern it. And there would be nothing stopping me from putting that exact same pattern essentially then on all of the areas and just having it be a patterned cart thing. So I could kind of shrink it down, try to make them roughly the same size. And so you can see what it looks like here. So anyways, that is one way to do it. And you could just do a total patterned one. And you could do a total pattern one and still put the name across it. And that would be easy to do. Or if you wanted to do a custom one, like I showed you, it's easy enough. We just have to design for the different panels. And I did make the bottom panel totally solid. So I really just designed for the front and the back and then the sides. And so it was 2 designs that I had to make, and then I customized it. So I'm going to go ahead, jump over to Canva real quick and show you guys how I did this. So on Canva, we would create a custom size. And I'm just going to go ahead and show you with the ones I've already made here, just so I don't have to start over. And so the dimensions for this, by the way, and you might want to write this down because the dimensions that they had weren't entirely accurate. So I had to play a little bit to get the right dimensions. So the dimensions for the side panels, I did 4,020 pixels by 2,047 pixels. So that's 4,020 by 2,047 pixels. So that is the dimensions here. And the way that it works is it actually folds along the center line. So if you can see the center line right here, it is going to fold the fabric there so that the bottom part is going to be the outside and the top part is going to be on the inside. So that is why I did the design. So I have the design where I've got the name here in the center and, you know, like the flamingos here at the bottom. And then the inside, I just left the plain stripes. So that is going to be the inside of the cart there. And then for the bottom, I went ahead and just went with solid pink. It doesn't really matter what the dimensions are because anything that's solid, you can just pattern. And so it could be any size you want and you could pattern it if you're just doing a solid bottom. So that's what I did there. So that made it really easy. And so this is what I went ahead and did. And then the name, the patent, that is where I could go ahead and change it. So anybody who makes a custom order, I can come in here and just change that last name. And this would be the new print file that I would use. And this design, by the way, was really easy to make. I showed how to make this kind of design a couple of times before in other videos. But if I was to go ahead and just add a blank page, all I did was hit R on my keyboard, which pulls up a rectangle. And you can use that rectangle to make stripes. And that's literally all I did. And then I can hit Control D, duplicate it, and I can, you know, make as many stripes as I want. Hit Control D again, make more stripes, Control D again, hit make more stripes. And I did something essentially like this. And then I can play with, you know, how wide or how narrow they are by doing that. I can make smaller stripes by going Control D, coming right over here, and then just shrinking it down like that. So again, hit Control D, come over here, shrink it down. And so I just sort of did stuff like that. That's essentially what I did. And then again, you can make these any color you want. So let's say I make it that nice pink color. Change all of those to pink. That's essentially what I did there. Go to elements. This was a flamingo themed one, so I went with flamingo. But again, you can do this cart in any style that you want. This is just the example that I'm giving, but there would be nothing stopping you from doing a sports one, doing a baby one, doing a palm tree one, doing, I mean, pretty much you name it. The sky's the limit in terms of, you know, how you want to do this. But that's essentially just so you can see kind of how I did that. And then I did some like leaves. I did like tropical leaves. And you can just pick any of the tropical leaves that you want. And I don't even remember which ones I did. Maybe this one, because I could change the colors. And then I changed sort of these colors to some of the different, you know, pinks, something like this. Right. So easy enough. And you can put them there. And you can make that any size that you want. So I kind of made it pretty big like that. And then I could just crop it down too. So I could go to crop and something like that. I mean, so there's an example. It's not exactly the same. Obviously, I did the second one really quick, but that is how I got this version right here. And so pretty simple. And then you just go ahead and you would share, download. It's a PNG. You don't need a transparent background. Pick the one page that you want. So for example, page 1, done, and download. And so that is how I did the sides of the cart. Now for the front and the back, I'm going to go back to home. Let's go back to Canva home here. And for the front and the back, I'll show you that too. Here's my wagon front and back. And the dimensions for the front and the back, and again, I did have to play with them a little bit because they were not perfectly accurate in terms of what was recommended on the website. But the dimensions I came up with was 2,540 by 2,100. So 2,540 by 2,100 is what I went with my front, my back dimensions. Again, just like the sides, it does fold right in the middle. So the bottom part is going to be on the outside, and then the top part is going to be folded onto the inside. So I just went again with the same striped and flamingoed design, used the same graphics, used the same leaves, used the same rectangles, same colors, and pretty much did that. And so now if I was to jump back over to my PrintKK, I can show you. So I can show you what I did in terms of the cart now. So the first one, the side panels here, I'll show you. So there is the side panel that I used, and it folds right down the middle, which then go ahead and put that pattern right on the top there, you can see. And it just folds right there, so you can see how that would look. And then the bottom, I just did a solid pink. So again, whenever you have a solid pink, it really doesn't matter what. It says poor quality, no problem. I can go ahead, pattern that, and then shrink it down until it says good quality. It's still just a solid pink bottom. And then the fronts and the back, I went ahead and did this one here. And again, it will fold right there. So what I'll get would be on the front, the flamingo, and then on the back side, it's just going to be empty. And so that is the cart there. And so that is pretty easy. And once you've got it all done, all you would have to do to personalize it would be to change the name that you put on it. So here, for example, pattern. Now you don't have to offer it customed either. So you don't have to offer it with a name. You could offer it with no name and just have different carts with different patterns or designs. I liked the stripes. Those are very easy to do, but again, you don't have to do stripes. You could do patterned anything. And for the bottom, I went with the solid color, but again, you don't have to do a solid color. I do have like flamingo all over print patterns that you could use. So for example, if I wanted to pattern that, I could have the bottom be, you know, a flamingo print pattern, something like that. And so super easy to do. From there, you would just go ahead and save it. And then just like any of the other print companies, you can upload it onto your Etsy shop or your Shopify shop or wherever you're selling it. And there you go. This was just a really cool product because I haven't seen these anywhere else. There's not a ton of competition. So it's kind of that blue market where you get a chance to get in on something before it becomes very popular. And again, because it is a more expensive product, there's bigger chances to make a little bit more money for each sale. And so I did want to show you that. PrintKK has a lot of products that are available in the United States only, which is super helpful because, again, if we're worried about any tariffs or any issues with overseas stuff or delayed shipping times, you can definitely check out some of the categories of products that are just made in the United States. But this was a unique one that I did want to show you. If you have any questions about this, drop it in the comment section below. I try to get back to everybody as quickly as I can. If you have video requests, you can put those in the comment section below. Again, I hope you guys are doing really well with your sales and your shops. I do have your 5 bonus niches because you were so kind and waited until the end of the video. But again, I do want to plug that I do have a new print-on-demand course out. I have it available as just a paperback book on Amazon and as a downloadable PDF on Etsy. I will have links to it underneath this video if you want to check that out. It is great for people who are brand new to print-on-demand and want to know pretty much everything from A to Z on how to kind of create their own shop. So if that is something you're interested in, please check that out. And without any more waiting, I'll go ahead and show you guys your 5 bonus niches. All right, so without any more waiting, these are your 5 bonus evergreen niches that you guys can be designing for right now. So niche number 1, undiagnosed, but something ain't right. Number 2, I'm here, I'm awake, don't push it. Number 3, it was me, I let the dogs out. Number 4, this is my Hawaiian shirt. And number 5, it's weird being the same age as old people. And so I'm sure you guys can come up with some cool ways that you can be designing for these, be as creative as you want. And again, I hope you're continuing to do well. I hope you're expanding your skills, growing your portfolio. And as always, I hope to see you guys again next week. That's it for today's video. If you found that useful and would like to see more videos with helpful tips and tricks, be sure to hit like and subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of the weekly videos. As always, keep growing and stay creative, and we'll see you next time.